underneath the shoulders. Coming into the trapezius muscle. I'm feeling for any tension there. I'm coming across. I can now turn my hands, coming around the shoulders. I can then, what I'm doing is I'm going to do knuckling. I'm actually bending my hand underneath the shoulder, and I'm using the knuckles of my hand right into the trapezius. Now sometimes you'll see the client's shoulders lift up. Just say to the client, just relax, put your full weight on my hands, and you'll see the shoulders come down. So just come around. And we're doing petrissage. European massage combines the movements of petrissage, effleurage, tapotement, and frictions. Effleurage are smoothing movements. Petrissage is a kneading movement. And now we're coming in, and we always follow petrissage with an effleurage because that smooths it out. So it's a combination of a movement that stimulates lactic acid removal from the muscle and then smooths out that feeling, coming up the back of the neck. Now, hold the head steady with one hand, and with the other hand, what I'm doing is I'm coming around, I'm using my fingers in a fingertip motion on those upper cervical vertebrae, coming right up to the occipital ridge, one hand and then the other. Come up, now come all the way up to the base of the occipital ridge, come into those hollows at the back of the head. And if you can imagine, or you can feel now on your own head, come into the back of your head, right where the hairline is, you're going to feel hollows. There are 5. The outer 2 hollows are tucked behind the ears on the occipital ridge, and they link with the nerve endings that connect to the ears and the sides of the face. So if you have any ear problems, they'll be a little sensitive. The next 2 hollows coming in towards the center of the head at the back link with the frontal sinuses, the eyes, and the high teeth. So any sinus problems or eye strain, those will feel sensitive. And then the third point in the very center of the occipital ridge links with stress. It's on the governing meridian of the body in acupressure, and we just work that and smooth it out. So come into the back of the neck, really work those areas. This is a muscular massage and a massage of the nerve endings. Coming around, always come down. Now we should be working firmly and stimulating blood flow. If you are not feeling the body warming, you are not working fast enough, or you're not working deeply enough. We must stimulate blood flow because the purpose of a European style massage is to stimulate blood flow and help remove lactic acid from the muscles. So it's very relaxing, detoxifying, and stress reducing. If we're not stimulating blood flow, we're simply not getting that kind of result. Okay, so we need to come around the deltoid, come down the upper arms. You should be feeling it getting nice and warm now underneath your hands. And we work for 7 minutes. Time yourself on the upper body, on the upper arms, on the décolleté, and coming in at the back. Now use your weight. Okay, don't just use the strength in your arms. You can actually stand back and use your weight to tip into the body. That way you get a lot of pressure behind your thumbs, a lot of pressure behind your fingertips, and working the pectoral muscles. 7 minutes, time yourself on the upper body. When we've worked for 7 minutes on the upper body, we come sliding up, across. Now remember, we're coming from the body up to the face, and lighten up the pressure just slightly. Coming up, in the spreading motion, around to the temples. Now you'll notice that most of the movements in the massage conclude at the temple. This is the area we return to. And so come to the temples before beginning the next movement. From the temples, we're going to begin a movement that is both a lymph drainage movement and a muscular movement. Coming, I'm holding my left hand steady with my right hand coming down. Small, pumping circles down the side of the throat. So watch, it's a small pump, pump, push, 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 push all the way down to the shoulder, to the axillary ridge. Turning the hand, I'm coming across in circular frictions, across the sternum or the breastbone, all the way across to the other axillary ridge, the armpit. But this is what I want you to notice. As I'm coming across, I'm pressing, pushing lymph back from the sternum to the axillary ridge. So push, push, push. As I come to the sternum, the movement looks the same because the direction is the same. But watch, my pressure is now pushing it out to this left side axillary ridge. So on the right hand side, I'm basically pushing it back, and on the left hand side, I'm pushing it forward, okay? So even though that movement looks like nothing has happened, I've actually shifted the pressure. Now I'm coming around the deltoid, turning the head slightly, and coming up. This is the muscular part, coming up the back of the trapezius muscle to just behind the ear. There's a lymph drainage and a muscular movement, and this is 6 strokes up the trapezius, coming up to the temples, return to the temples, and now we're going to repeat that movement, the lymph drainage movement, on the left-hand side of the face, coming down, pump, 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 all the way down. Don't skip down too quickly. This is a firm, rhythmic, pumping, pumping to the axillary ridge, pushing back, 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 sternum, you'll feel it under your fingertips, forward, 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 forward. The movement is the same, the pressure changes, the direction of the pressure changes. Coming around the deltoid, up the back of the trapezius, firm now, much firmer than a lymph drainage. This is now muscular, up the back of the trapezius to just behind the ears and up to the temples. And we repeat that movement twice on each side. Coming across, feel the sternum, change the pressure, come around the deltoid, turn the head up on the back of the trapezius. This feels wonderful. You can even come up the arm as you get more experienced with this. But up at least from the shoulder, up, 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 across the face. And now, second time with the left hand. Down, down, down to the axillary ridge. Coming across. Pushing around the deltoid. Turn the head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lighten up your pressure as you come up to the face. Final time. Just to show you the movement again. Coming down, across. Feel the sternum. Push it forward. Come around the deltoid, up the trapezius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's what the movement looks like. Twice on each hand. Back to the temples. Now we're going to go into a roll patting, which looks the same as in the cleansing routine, but this time it's from the shoulder, and we're coming rhythmically up, up, slightly more hugging of the skin. And we're coming from the shoulder. You can steady the head by just leaning forward slightly and steadying the head with your body, because remember the client's very relaxed at this stage. And so it's hard for them always to keep their head steady as we're working rhythmically, so you can just steady the head. Coming across 3 times. Come up to the chin point. Now turn the hand, jaw pulls. Pulling back on the mandible, strongest bone in the body, all the way back to the ears. And I've revealed the ears so that we can just massage up the ear, lobe of the ear, and up the spine of the ear. The Chinese say that the ear, if you look at the shape, is the fetal child in reverse. And by working the ear with massage, it's like giving an entire body massage to the client. And they certainly feel wonderful when you massage them. Slide forward 6 jaw pulls and massaging the ears. The earrings must be removed from the client. All jewelry should be removed, but definitely check for earrings. 3, come up the spine of the ear, down to the lobe. 4, we come up to the face, remember our movements are slightly less pressure than on the body, but be careful as your movements get smaller that you don't speed them up. That's the tendency. 13 minutes on the face. 6 jaw pulls. Slide forward, lifting the muscles at the side of the mouth. You'll see how the mouth moves as I do that. No pressure coming down, lift coming up. The pressure is coming up, coming up. Insertion to origin of the muscle, coming up. Up, straight into palmar pad frictions, 6 times for the cheeks. 2, pressure coming up, relax going down. 3, 4, I'm latticing my fingers over the mouth and nose. I'm not touching the center of the face. I'm using the palm of my hand to lift the cheek. I'm not touching the center of the face. 6, come between the eyes. Into the butterfly movement. The butterfly movement is a signature movement at the International Dermal Institute. It looks like a butterfly watch. We come down, butterfly the fingertips over the chin, slide back. It's a wonderful movement on the chin. Over, put your heel pad of your hand above the eyebrow, lift up the cheeks with your fingertips, release, butterfly your fingers over the forehead, and firm pressure down. Remember here on the frontal part of the skull, we've got bone, we can press down firmly. Let's show that again. Butterfly, back, lift the cheeks up and down. And we do the butterfly 3 times.
So if you can see that skin snap back, she's really grabbing it up.
Circle the eyes. Pressure right there underneath the beginning of the eyebrow. That's a strong acupressure point for relaxation. Pressure, slide over the eyebrows, around the eyes. Pressure right there, slide over the eyebrows 6 times.
How do you know when the pressure is released? Because when you were doing it on me, and you held it longer than the other times, how do you know it's released?
Oh,
Now we're going to come
what I'm
towards
feeling
the eye
for
area.
is
If you notice in this massage, we're
like a
moving up
heat
the face,
release,
the roll
as well as a tissue
the jawline,
softening,
sides of the mouth,
and I guess sort of what I'm
eyes,
doing it, because I've been trained in
around the
multiple
eyes
forms of
now,
energy
the
work,
eye area.
I'm also kind of doing that at the same time.
Slide over,
So I'm
right
almost
hand to meet the left,
feeling
and I'm using my ring finger, small S's underneath the eyes, circles,
like a heat
coming
or a
back.
tingling
So the movement
around.
is an
Okay.
S shape under the
I'm just
eye.
curious.
Yeah, it's hard to
Along
describe.
the
But as far as like
zygomatic bone
physical,
under the
what you
eye,
would feel
coming
is
back
that
in
idea of like
circles.
there would be less
6
resistance.
times.
As you're like how I put my hand on your leg,
6
Yeah.
times we
and
circle,
as I sat there for
back,
longer, the
6
tissue
times we
softens.
S.
Yep.
So that's what I was
Okay.
generally feeling for.
Okay.
Light pressure, but enough pressure to create slight blood flow, helping to minimize fine lines around the eyes. Careful your movements don't get too quick, because as we get smaller movements, we tend to speed up. Slide over, repeat the movement under the right eye. S movements in, circles coming back. Let the bone be your guide, circles coming back. Light movements. Circles coming back. When we finished working under the eye, slide over to the temples. 9 temple frictions. Just relax and make sure you're on the temple, not too low, not too high. Right here, that's a major relaxation point. From the temple frictions, we're going to repeat that S movement across the forehead. So now as the forehead deepens, we can add on a 3rd finger. And then as it narrows, lift up a finger, even go down to one finger working. So add or remove fingers as the forehead deepens and narrows. That S movement across the frontalis muscle. Hold a lot of tension in the forehead. S movement really can put quite a lot of pressure on. Here we've got bone underneath the skin and can tolerate pressure. Slide over to the temples. Always come back to the temples. That will be your guide. Now we're going to complete the forehead movements with what we call a heel, press, and forehead lift. So heel of the hand down on the center of the forehead. Lift up the fingers. Swivel the hand. Put the fingers down and then lift, 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 lift. Okay, the pressure is on the heel of the hand. Let me just show you the movement again. Heel of the hand on the center of the forehead. Lift up the fingers. Swivel right over the center of the forehead and the third eye, as we call it in Ayurvedic work. Fingers down. Lift from the eyebrows up to the hairline, from just below the eyebrows actually, from where the frontalis muscle is, and come up, 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 and slide back to the temple. You must come back to the temple or you will lose your way. Heel, repeat with the other hand, over, up, 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 up. Come back to the
See how
temple,
she's
because
journeying
now
along with
both
her whole
hands on
body.
one side of the face, it's going to be difficult to try and do the movement. You will lose your way. Come back to the temple. And this is what the movement looks like when it's complete. Over, up, 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 back to the temples. Pause at the temple for a moment. We're now going to go down and say goodbye to the body with 3 spreading movements. But this is our chance to just link the body to the face, and I've slowed down my pressure. Deeper, more rhythmic.
Sorry.
Cross,
Do you guys have anything in the fridge?
round, come
No,
back
thank
up
you.
into
No.
the neck area, right up to the occipital ridge. Come down, say goodbye to the body. Lighten up the pressure. Circle the eyes. Just the spreading movement that we've been learning. Go back and say goodbye to the body again. Starting to slow it down. Final spreading movement. We come down, say goodbye to the body. Body should still feel warm. This is a deep muscular pressure on the body, and coming up around the shoulders, up into the occipital ridge, down around the deltoid, and then as we come up onto the throat, lighten up your pressure, lighter, lighter, lighter. Full hand contact.